Hello, class, and welcome to lesson 4.5. Strong mathematicians can compare and solve addition and multiplication comparison problems. So now we take what we learned from addition comparison and multiplication comparison, and we'll put those together, kind of mix them up, and see if we can figure out which ones we need to use when we come to that. So let's get started. So take out your notebook, your pencil, write today's date, write the lesson number down, and we'll begin to work. So compare, as we learned about the other day, it's described quantities as greater than, less than, or equal to each other. Said you can use an addition or subtraction to compare as well, not just multiplication and division. You can find some phrases that you're going to see in questions. That's why reading the question part twice is really important. How much more or how much less one amount is than another. So this might be some, as you're reading it, to think it might say how much more or how much less. That usually means an addition or a subtraction problem to help you solve your work. So you can maybe write down those key questions, that little section right here that we haven't added that's new to our notes from today. So you can pause the video, add that right now. So let's go. So Maya has 9 apples and 12 plums. How many more plums than apples does Maya have? So we know that she has how many more plums? So we're going to take 12 minus 9 would equal 3. But I can't put 3 plums because we know she actually has 12 plums. I need to know how many more plums. So it's 3 more plums than apples for our label. And then if it said how many fewer apples than plums does Maya have, so we still have that same information. It's going to give us that same type of equation. So we got 12 minus 9 equals 3. But now our thing's going to change. Our label is 3 fewer apples than plums. So really we can find it as an addition equation. We can come as a subtraction. But yeah, we're comparing two things using addition and subtraction. And notice how our label changes depending on the question that we are being asked. So with that, you want to pause that down and write down those examples. Here's a word problem for us. A nursery has 70 apple trees and 40 pear trees. How many fewer pear trees than apple trees are at the nursery? So I'll read this again. So we're picturing as we're reading it, one of our strategies for word problems. A nursery has 70 apple trees and 40 pear trees. How many fewer pear trees than apple trees are at the nursery? Well, if our A stands for apple, there's 70 of those. And on the other side, we've got pear, and we only have 40 of those. So to figure out what's the difference between these two numbers. So to figure it out, we take 70 minus 40 equals, we'll give it an equation, x, which would mean x would equal 30 fewer pear trees. Just double checking my question to make sure that I had the right label. And you can pause it like that, or you can roll here. We have 40 plus so many equals 70. So there's our addition equation, there's a subtraction equation, but they both get us to that same answer of 30 fewer pear trees. So you can pause that right now and write down this example to help you out. The school fair fundraiser made $632 more from baked goods than from games. The school fair made $935 from games. How much money did the school fair make from baked goods? Whew, a lot going on there with numbers and foods and fairs. So we're going to read it one more time. So the school fair fundraiser made $632 more from baked goods than from games. The school fair made $935 from games. How much money did the school fair make from baked goods? So I know that if they made $632 more from baked goods than games. So that means that baked goods has more money than they made from games. So if you know that the school fair made this much from $935 from games, so I have $935 from the games. And I know that they made more from baked goods, so my baked goods number has to be higher than my games number. So would I add or subtract? I'm going to add 632 to equal my B, which would stand for baked goods. Now I'm going to line it up as a math problem to solve. 7, 6, 5, and 1. And so B equals, it's a cost, right? How much money? So look for money. I see dollar sign for my label. $1,567. So you can write that down, see how we work through the process to help you solve some comparison word problems. You now draw a big line across your examples and write box 3 now, your turn. Said Nevaeh has 16 oranges and 24 pineapples. So the two questions we want you to answer and show an equation would be how many more pineapples than oranges does Nevaeh have, and how many fewer oranges than pineapples does Nevaeh have. So you can pause the video right now and write those questions or those equations down. And we have box 3, a college football stadium in Michigan seats 109,901 people in a normal year. A college football stadium in Louisiana seats 92,542 people. How many fewer people does the stadium in Louisiana seat than the stadium in Michigan? So you can pause the video right now. Good luck. And another problem for you to solve right now is the soccer team drilled for 150 minutes last week. The team drilled for 30 minutes more than it scrimmaged. For how long did the team scrimmage? Excellent. So pause the video, read that word problem twice, picture what's going on, and then give me an equation and solve your work. Look forward to seeing your examples posted. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to put them in box 4. If you have any strategies that you use to help you be successful, make sure you jot those down or share those out. And thanks again for another great lesson.